So I want you to consider from the lips of Jesus Christ. And when I say from the lips of Jesus Christ, it's because he's the one that taught me this, because no one has taught like this in 2,000 years. This is historical, what we're doing. And the brethren that are listening to me via internet, this is pure history, because never in our history has a very simple teaching such as this, but hidden. God hid it to reveal it these days. Look at what verse 1 says. What shall we then say? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? Certainly not. How shall we who died to sin? And I point this out. When I read, how shall we who died to sin? The Lord himself told me, do you understand what to be dead to sin is? Well, yes, I understand. Well, do you understand what that means? Before you were alive to sin. He would tell me that by name, Jose Luis, before you were alive to sin, but when I gave my life on the cross of Calvary, I placed you dead to sin. Therefore, you are impeccable. You cannot be found in sin. You are dead to sin. In the Old Testament, you were alive to sin. You did sacrifices. The priests did sacrifices. They would forgive your sins for that day. But the next day, it's like when you cut your grass, that you trim your lawn. And the next day, you see that the grass has grown again. Or you go to the barber and you get a haircut. And a couple of weeks later, you have to get it cut again. So in the Old Covenant, there were sacrifices for the sins of man, but they were temporary. So the Lord would tell me, look, Jose Luis, if you are dead to sin, you cannot lose your salvation. Because for you to lose your salvation, you must be found in sin. But if I place you dead to sin, so then you cannot be found in sin. You are impeccable. Now, when have you heard that in history? Don't you see that all the ministries, even those denominations that speak of grace, they still see you alive to sin? Oh, no, yes, you are blessed, brethren. We learn what we believe in what you teach in predestination, but if you are in sin, you will be lost. So then they don't understand the message. So how can you be found in sin if you are dead to sin? It's like if the authorities in the United States are looking for a man that's committed a crime and they find out that that man was killed. He's dead. What do you have to do with that case? You have to file it. Don't you see that he's dead? He cannot be charged any taxes or any of the accounts. Can't do anything else with him because he's dead. So if you don't understand the term dead, you are out of the family of faith. Because the faith, it's exactly that. It's telling you that you are dead to sin, but if you think that you can still sin and that you can be found in sin and that God is mad with you because you are in sin, then you're not of the family of faith. And I'm saddened. I have to declare that all of the Christian ministries around the world, they are orphaned. They don't have a father because they don't have a family. Imagine a young man you find out there. Who are your parents? I don't know. And what is your last name? I don't know neither. So who are you? I am an orphan. Now, if you say, I have family, and what family do you belong to? Of so-and-so family. And what are their last names? Well, then you have a family. So if you understand that you are dead to sin, that the church, the family of faith, that Christ died for the purpose of making you dead to sin so that sin could never touch you again, then you are a part of the family of faith. That is the message.